Hey guys, and welcome to We Do Game Stuff. Basically, this week what we're looking at is the SNES Mini. So, this console in itself has gotten a lot of really quick regard. I mean, it is one of the best ways to play the Super Nintendo games. I mean, and generally, you're going to have some people that are going to argue that the original hardware is a lot better, but, I mean, in some aspects, you're right. But, no, not in this case. In my opinion, this stuff is the best way to play it. But we're going to do a quick unboxing, kind of show you a little bit about it, kind of show you some of the ins and outs of the actual Mini, and kind of give you some more of a, kind of an in-depth look to it in case you do want to get one yourself. Now, I'm going to exclude the gameplay on this for a little bit. That being said, if you want me to add it in later, I can re-op the video and do it, not a big issue. But, yeah, we're going to kind of take a look at it here. Hey, guys. So, yeah, basically right now, what we're looking at here is the SNES Classic. Again, if you look on the back of it, it shows you kind of all the games that it actually has available to it, which is neat. You know, it shows you all of the ones you could possibly want. You know, Contra, you've got Donkey Kong, Earthbound, Final Fantasy 3, you know, some of the highlights there. And it gives you kind of pictures of all of them. And one thing I will mention is that it has Star Fox, but it doesn't have Star Fox 2 immediately. What you have to do is you have to beat the first level of Star Fox. Then once you beat that first level, you're good to go. But, let's see. Basically, you open it up, it's just like any other package you could imagine. You know, you start to get it. But here's the big thing. You slide it out, and it kind of comes in this packaging. What's interesting is that mine didn't come like everyone else's for some reason. Like, apparently other people had, like, actual, like, sleeves and stuff that would go over a lot of this stuff. I don't have that, so that's kind of weird. But, yeah, it comes with its own, you know, Nintendo brand HDMI cord, like it actually shows and says Nintendo. I don't know if you can see that or not. But, yeah, it's really neat, actually, for what it is. And they give you a charging brick that's also Nintendo branded for some reason. It's the actual brick itself is for the power cable. Why they decided to go that route, I'll never understand. But it's probably a little easier to put around, and most people usually have the actual cord, or not the cord, but the power piece for it. Because it's basically just a regular phone charger that you would see for most Android brands. You know, it's just a little USB cord you can plug into the block. So if you ever lose the technical power cable to it, it's not a real big deal. But you've also got two controllers. They actually decided to learn from their mistake with the NES Mini, which I actually own as well. But they give you two really decent controllers for what it is, and I mean the cord is much longer than the old one. I think the old one was probably about this long total. But yeah, I mean it's not super long, but it works. And I mean, controller feels great. I mean, it feels just like you would imagine the old SNES controllers to feel like. There's a couple of little differences, like the buttons feel a little different, like with them being concaved and so on. But I mean, other than that, really well-built controllers. One thing I will mention is that this here, this little port, it's kind of proprietary to the NES and the SNES Minis. It's not something you can just kind of plug into a Super Nintendo and use from scratch. So they're only meant for that. But this is technically backwards compatible with the NES Mini. Granted, you know, so is the NES controller. It's capable of being scaled up to the SNES, but you're missing buttons. So, I mean, that's not really useful at that point. So, but yeah, two controllers, really decent. Nothing really a matter with that there. Now, of course, this is the part that most people really want to see, and taking it out of its sleeve now is the actual SNES. Now, the SNES is literally like, it's close to 1/4 the size. It's actually probably got a better spec out there, but the actual SNES itself is pretty decent sized. You know, it's roughly about the size of the palm of my hand. It's actually bigger than the palm of my hand. I've overestimated that for sure. But on the back, it says its little HDMI section here, and that's interesting. You know, it's got its little power cable and everything. Now, one thing I will mention is that it's a complete replica, basically all the way around. It shows the controller ports in the front. It's got the power button and the reset button, and it's got the cartridge slot and the eject button. Now, the cartridge slot doesn't actually move, and neither does the eject button. Now, the reset button, however, What it actually functions to do is when you're in the game playing it and you're playing a game and you want to go back to the home screen, instead of just shutting the whole console off, to be able to swap to a different game, you hit reset and then it goes back to the actual screen to let you pick from different games, which you can do save points and so on. But, you know, the power button is, of course, the power button. And they made these really well because, I mean, it literally, like, you could probably hear this. I mean, they like snap back into place and everything. They're really, really well made. The controller ports on the front are obviously fake. You know, they're just for show. Now, there's a little thing down here. You just pop them with your finger, and it pops out to reveal the actual controller port in the very front of it. And it's a pretty decent, you know, setup for what it is. Pops in no problem, no resistance. It's a little annoying to pop it back into place. It sounds like you're literally trying to snap a cartridge in half. But other than that, really, really, really great console. I mean, it features quite a few games and one technical hidden game that was super well thought out, where everyone wanted it, never came out, and for whatever reason, I guess Nintendo just kind of hung on to it, the game, for some reason, and they just kind of added it in. But yeah, I mean, the games that this features is Contra 3, The Alien Wars, Donkey Kong Country, Earthbound, Final Fantasy 3, F-Zero, Kirby's Dream Course, Kirby's Superstar, Mega Man X, Secret of Mana, Star Fox, Street Fighter 2 Turbo Hyper Fighting, Super Castlevania 4, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, Super Mario Kart, Super Mario RPG, Legend of the Seven Stars, Super Mario World, Super Metroid, Super Punch-Out, The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past, Yoshi's Island, and of course it has the secret, you know, Star Fox 2. That being said, they really did think highly of this console because they just put Super on just about every game on it. But that being said, it was a super console. It really was, and had a lot of good stuff going for it. Now, this kind of emulates the games, so when you play them, you're going to be able to play them in HDMI, and they were properly optimized for it. There's no real lag in the gameplay or anything, which I will upload in a separate video to kind of show you the actual gaming of it and so on, so I can get more in depth than I can in a short video just explaining the hardware. Now, usually you'll see these going for 150 plus online, and I'll be honest, I own it. I got it for the base price when it came out. It's good. It really is the best way to play these games. If you have it on Super Nintendo, you're not really missing out on much. I mean, it's easy for me to say because I own one, but if you're going to buy one, please don't encourage scalpers in any way. I mean, scalpers are really just annoying in the things that they do, and it makes it hard for people who actually really want the console to get it because you don't have $300 to $500 to spend on one item. But I mean, if you can get it for a good price, I recommend going for it. I mean, I saw one in the local area going for like $100. I mean, honestly, it's like $20 higher than the actual price when I bought it. So, I mean, that's not a bad deal. He's still trying to make a little money, which is fine, but 150 plus, come on guys, like that's ridiculous. But yeah, I mean, this, great. Basically, I'm just going to upload that video, and we're going to follow more on the actual gameplay itself. If you guys have any real questions about it, feel free to comment down below. I'm going to make sure that I try and stay on top of the comments, and you know, if you subscribe and you want future content, if you kind of let me know what you're looking for, I can also go from there. The main point is I'm going to be looking to do more of unboxings for different things, and I'm also wanting to do some game live plays, different things like that. So I'm looking to kind of do some streaming, maybe off PlayStation. If you guys are on PlayStation, you want to party up or anything like that, feel free to let me know. I'm always around. But yeah, so thanks for watching. Feel free to subscribe at the end, and you all have a great day.